could be the one for you, waiting for you. I don't know, it's way too tired. I could be the one for you, waiting for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? It has been another week. Hopefully everyone is doing good. Survived the cold front, multiple cold fronts that we had. How is everyone doing? All right, let's welcome all of our Icy family members. We've got Chuck with the Icy Cookie today. We've got Go Army Sleep in the Mud. We got RayronVR K. We've got Chuck. Welcome Jeff, and we got RayronVR K. Welcome all you lurkers. Welcome all of the viewers after the stream watching on the VODs at home. Hopefully everyone had a good week. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, RayronVR. And we got a lot of great things to kind of talk about. So yeah, hopefully everyone is doing well. Again, hello everyone. Let's go ahead and show you guys what we got on the layout. All right, so for today we have a double header engine. I originally was going to do just the, I believe it's the L&N, was it B-Line? Yeah, the B-Line Service Edition. But noticed that the train was a little too heavy just for that one, so we're also running the Norfolk Southern as well, quickly becoming my favorite diesel of the year so far. So got them double heading, but let's get to the star of the show for today. Let's go ahead and pull these guys forward here and show you guys our true showcase. So we got the BLI power units. Let's go ahead and talk about this guy right here. So this is the BLI. We've also got Spooky Booty Bree in the house. Welcome. Welcome, love. All right, so we've got the BLI Kinefix car. This one was a little tricky because I had to actually put some weight in it. And then I also lubricated the joints, the clipper joints on the trucks themselves. And it's just been purring like a kitten. So no derailments, no issues. So hopefully, knock on wood, keep it that way. So got that up and running. Go ahead and pull the rest of the train forward. Get the rest of our passenger cars. So this car right here I want to talk about real quick. So this baggage car I'm going to experiment with. I'm actually going to buy the decals for Experience the UP. So I'm going to end up buying decals and put it onto this baggage car. So I kind of got it in the center, mimicking where it's going to go. For the first time in a while, I actually kind of want to do some prototypical when it comes to the UP excursion train. I'm not going to do it 100%, but kind of want to keep it somewhat realistic. But that's kind of the future plan for that baggage car. And then as we approach our star of the show here, Here she is. All right. Let me also do something quick here. All right, we've got the star of the show. This is the Fox River Theater Inspection car. Now, let me tell you, this thing is a beauty. It is a 4-axle passenger car, nicely detailed. The weight actually feels good on it. You've got classification lights. Let's see if I can get this a little bit more into focus here. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this car is absolutely gorgeous. A lot of good detail. Yeah, I don't know why it's not wanting to focus, but it's fine. Definitely love the look of this car. I do have a few shorts that kind of highlight it in motion. It has all of the kind of touch buttons on top that turn on all the lights. If there's one kind of critical thing that I would mention on this is that I wish I had some sort of keep alive just for like a second or two, because when you cause a short or when this thing derails, all the lights turn off, and then you have to tap all the buttons on top to turn on the lights again. But again, that's kind of a nitpicky, finicky type of just an observation. But man, it is nice. I kind of want to get one in the Chicago Northwestern as well, because I do have that passenger set as well. I really kind of want to get that. It's really nice. BLI has just been knocking it out of the park when it comes to these excursion cars. So definitely hoping they'll release some of the other ones as well. Obviously, there's another power unit car they can still make. Some more dome cars they can make. I mean, the sky is the limit when it comes to these coaches. They've been knocking it out of the park and definitely setting the standard really high. Let's see. So Chucky just ordered the Redding GP35 off eBay and scale though. Awesome. From Atlas. Jeff's got the new BLI NWA with roller bearing rods. Hey, there you go. Yeah, we've been paying a lot more attention to those dry shafts from the steam engines. Thank you, Scale Trains, on that one. But you guys know the drill. Let's go ahead and give the official green light to this train here. And then we'll go into the news. And then we'll go into kind of the big topic for tonight, which is going to be the Bachmann 2026 catalog just came out. And yeah, we got some things to look at. So we'll go ahead and get this train rolling. All right, let's get all the cameras. We'll do a kind of one lap view here, and then we'll jump into the news. Make sure this train can make it around here. All right, so the train's going through Phoenix Point right now, and then I kind of have my downtown modular right, or the factory district to my right. Going into the testing modular. Yeah, we'll definitely get into that one. Again, it's MSRP, but still. All right, looks like we are through the tri-junction there, the three-way. All right, and you can see the Fox River car. You can just see those lights are bright too. Really, really nice. Bring up the showcase scene one more time here. Man, if you're a fan of Union Pacific, you're definitely eating well. And I'm a big fan of Union Pacific. And I'm quite stuffed. Oh, man. This is it's great. And there goes our Fox River Theater car. Let's get all the cameras back up. Mr. Splitrock, our resident MMR, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you're doing well. Been seeing some of your layout on your Facebook page. If you guys don't know Splitrock, Mr. Splitrock has a Facebook page with his layout. And his mining company is just an excellent freelance railroad. I cannot give so much praise for that railroad. All right, guys. So, yes. I am 100% looking forward to the U50Cs. I think it was last stream we talked about the aftermath of Amherst and Bree instantly pre-ordered it for me. So, thank you, Bree. Appreciate it. All right, I got a derailment somewhere. Hang on. My KenFX car is acting up again. I may have to add even more weight to it. That's one thing about this KenFX car. It was just so light when I got it. But I do have a finicky section of this layout. Yeah, that Pico Triway, I need to replace it. Eventually I want to get a Walthers. But yeah, I am super excited for the U50Cs. Again, as a UP fan, as a transitional UP fan as well, on top of that, that was the highlight of Amherst for me. And I'm hoping Scale Trains does the other unique locomotives too. Yep, there you go. The DD35s and the DD35As. Yep. Okay. Now my power car is acting. All right, guys, hang on. I'm having some issues over here. Let's see. So yeah, the 35 and 35As, definitely looking into it. When all else fails, add more speed. See how it goes. No, it's the KenFX. It was running just fine when I was testing it earlier. And now it's wanting to derail. So I'm going to try to add some more speed here. All right, let's see here. Yep, definitely need the 35s. Yeah, if the KenFX gives me more problems, I'll have to take it off. It's just the gremlins. It's just the gremlins. You know, we had three good streams with no issues, and the gremlins finally caught up. Yeah, it's the power car. Interesting. Okay. Give me a hot minute. I'm going to move around some cars. It's not a car issue, it's a track issue. I can already see it. That tri-way is definitely a problem child for me, going both directions. Split rock, I would greatly appreciate that, yeah. So the thing is, this is a Pico Code 100 three-way, and it's being converted from Code 83 to Code 100. So it's got that natural dip, or it's going from 83 to 100, so it's got a lift. But it was the only three-way switch I had to make the layout work better. But it doesn't help that's also going from a not a modular connection per se. Oh wow, it's the power car. Okay. Power car can't handle the weight. Alright, let's do this. You know, what's funny is that power car was working just fine last week. So we'll just ground it for today. I prefer Code 83 split rock. I don't remember what the actual number of the turnout is. All I remember is it's a Pico Code 100 three-way. Ooh, that's actually not a bad. I don't want to do that. I could. No, because I think it's also derailing. Let me try this real quick, and then I'll actually try that idea. Yeah, if I run it through the right side main line, it's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, Pico it's I don't know. Again, it could be a combination of things. Yeah, it's the power car. It's not cooperating today. That's fine. I think we got it. The gremlins are in the power car today. That's fine. We'll set it off to the side. It's got some maintenance. No, it was definitely a good suggestion. And then that engine likes to short on the unifrogs. One second. Yeah, it's a combination of issues. But I think I'm having electrical problems in the LNN, so I gotta take that off and park it until I can figure that one out. So the Reading SD45 is Atherin. It was a custom installed Tsunami 2. But I think there's a wiring issue in it that's starting to pop up when it goes over the frog. So I think it's the wiring inside the diesel that I have to look at. Okay, let's have it parked on the siding for right now. I don't know, Split Rock. I don't think so. Okay. I think we've got all the gremlins figured out for today. Okay, turn these diesels off so I'm not trying to scream over them. All right, so this is the great thing about the hobby. You know, we always have, little gremlins that pop up, and sometimes, we just got to park things that don't cooperate for the stream. I'm just happy that theater car is running nice, though. And the Kinefix. That Kinefix is actually working pretty good today. But no, really it comes down to this corner. This corner, I have to remove and upgrade the turn on the modular over here. And then upgrade that three-way. And then this layout will be perfect. I've already got the modulars that I want to buy. There's a European company that makes modulars. And they've got these 45 degree turns that that'll make this corner a lot better. And it's a 2-track mainline modular. I say that now. Is this too heavy? Alright, we're definitely having all the gremlins today. That one corner. All right, Gerald, how are you, good sir? Hopefully you're doing well. We're chasing down gremlins right now. We have one trouble spot on the layout that these coaches are just not wanting to cooperate. I think I may have the cars too long, or the train may be too long. Let me actually go ahead and shorten the car real quick. Yeah, normally I do a whole bunch of testing before the stream, but I was confident that this train was going to work better than what it's doing. And it was. I had it going for a couple of laps before the stream, but I didn't test enough. Again, whole purpose is I really want to showcase that Fox River car for sure. Such a beautiful BLI passenger car. I want to keep an eye on this corner real quick. All right, round like 5. The problem is not consistent, unfortunately. I'm trying to see if there's a consistent spot, but it does, Split Rock. There's multiple spots on top of the roof where you can have like the marker lights come on and off, the inspection lights can come on and off. I had a couple of shorts, so right now all the lights are off on it, so I gotta turn it back on. That's kind of my biggest complaint on this car is that there's no keep alive for it, but it's fine. It's a nitpick at this point. So yeah, and for the interior of the car too, you can press and hold, and it'll dim the lights or brighten the lights as you see fit. This train's gonna be a mini excursion at this point. Trying to get all the trouble making cars out. Alright, let's try this. You can do it. At this rate, I may have to turn the whole engine around. Okay, I think we got it. Because I think the other problem too is that the train is too long and too tight for that turn, so the middle car is bending. That's causing momentum in the whole consist. So it may actually be a weight issue just going through that turn for the consist. I think it was just too long and too heavy. So that could be another thing too. It may not even be the track, just be pure old physics as well. But I think we got it. I think we got it. Alright, let me do something really quick here. Okay, let's do this, and let's do... So I need to turn off the cameras really quick. Okay. Okay, so you want to see if it came in SP. So it doesn't come, no, it doesn't come in SP. Well, let's go ahead and take a trip to Broadway Limited real quick, and we can see what we got. All right, so Broadway Limited imports. Let's go to HO scale, rolling stock. Okay, as far as the theater cars are concerned, I know I passed a few, but I want to look at, come on, just give me the UP. Okay, so they only come in Union Pacific, Chicago Northwestern. They come in CN, IC, and NS. So, Jeff, if you're interested in your NS scheme, they do have that as well. Wheeling and Lake Erie, and then unlettered. So what you could do, Railfan K, is you can get the unlettered one and then paint it to SP if you're ambitious. And then some of the other ones, we've got the Conrail CSX, or Conrail and CSX as well. So those are your current options when it comes to the theater cars. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through the news. I'll turn the cameras back on here momentarily, so just bear with me on that. But let's go ahead and get through this news, and then we'll get to the Bachmann catalog. Okay, so this news kind of hits home for me. So back in Utah, there is a railway, short line railway called the Heber Valley Railroad, also known as the Heber Creeper, and they actually were able to buy some of the. And this happened a couple months ago, but they bought the some of the California Zephyr cars, and they were just now putting it on their excursion train. So you can see the dome car there. We've also got this beautiful Denver Rio Grande car. So you can see that they were restoring it as well. So I can't wait. I'll probably be back in Utah sometime in the summer. So I'm hoping to get a chance to see those cars. So that was pretty cool. Also let's knock out all the real world trains news first. So we've got this new TTX American flag car. So probably coming soon to a model near you. I think I want to grab it because I do want to make some sort of Freedom Train equivalent this year. So this will be kind of cool to see. So they've announced that particular paint scheme. Yes, Union Pacific 618 is there as well. I don't know what the status of 618 is currently. I do have a model of the 618 in Bachmann that I need to get converted. But yes, it is there as well. And then for all of our diesel fans, there was a plethora of news that came out that Norfolk Southern bought some new locomotives, same with CPKC. And then now Union Pacific is also buying their locomotives as well. So they agreed with WebTech to sign a $1.2 billion deal with a B to modernize locomotives. So they're going to grab, I think it's one of the biggest acquisitions for them. I think it was like 1,700 locomotives. Yeah, so once complete, the railroad would have more than 1,700 modernized locomotives in its fleet. Production will occur at WebTech's U.S. facilities with deliverables beginning in 2027. So yeah, definitely a big order from Union Pacific as well for the particular diesels. Yeah, absolutely insane kind of order there. Let's see if there's anything else from here. Now I'm curious too, in this modernization, I wonder if they're trying to prep for the buyout to upgrade Norfolk Southern's diesels as well, is probably what they're trying to do, but I can only speculate at that point. But still, 1,700 locomotives. Wow. Yeah, there's really nothing much more in here. So the agreement signed for fourth quarter 2025. Modernize. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what exact type it is. But Rail Brothers, welcome. Hello. How are you guys doing? You guys do a lot of great content as well. Appreciate you guys stepping by. Right now, we're just capturing the news. I'll turn the cameras back on to the layout here momentarily. I'll give you guys kind of a sneak peek. But something going on behind the scenes that got to kind of wait. So yeah, there's the cameras right there. We got the power car parked. We've got a UP train going around right now. But where is it? There we go. Okay, just me. Okay, let's go back to the field trips. Cool. All right, and we got the cameras back on. Just one of you tonight, Billy. Oh, welcome, Billy. Welcome, good sir. You were listening to the Amherst podcast on your way home. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was kind of a big news. Not much more details from this article. But yeah, pretty interesting as well. And I think that is all kind of the major news that we got from the real world stuff. So again, kind of want to hash out Broadway Limited is going to be bringing out their FEFs. We finally get to see that 76er scheme and then the Jupiter scheme, I believe. Again, I don't have any train consists that'll go good with this paint scheme. And I already have a Greyhound, and I already have the normal 844. So I think I'll probably be skipping this run of FEFs. I know it's coming from a UP fan, but I don't have any consists that'll look good with those. I'm a stickler for like fantasy kind of consists, but and see, and at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun with what you're doing, go for it. I listen to so many podcasts. I watch so many videos. I watch so many channels. Like model railroading has become my TV, and Bree can contest this. I get into trouble from time to time because I watch too much. But the 1700 locomotive, yeah. Oh, I don't know if I have actually the big news for. Oh man, do I not have an article about? Hang on. I think we talked about it last time. Did we talk about the Big Boy Tour? I think we did. That the first tour is going to be in April, roughly, and it's going to go from California to Ogden. But if you guys don't know, Big Boy is going to be making another tour, the Coast to Coast Tour. They kind of announced the western half of the tour, and we're waiting on 1776 paint scheme for the diesel to come out. So I'm definitely excited for that. Can't wait. Cannot wait. I don't know how well you guys can see this. Let's see. No. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this because this looks really interesting. So we talked about that Viewliner 2 that Kato announced at Amherst. We did talk about the Big Boy Toy? Okay. There was just so much news that happened on the last episode of the podcast, so bear with me if everything's starting to blur together. Yeah, keep me guys in check. So, but the thing I wanted to talk about was the prices of these Viewliner 2 cars. So MSRP for Kato is $110. That's not bad because, again, that's MSRP. So we're talking about maybe, I would say, sales price of maybe $89, which is actually not bad for, again, Kato is really good quality, and the fact that we're getting these back in HO scale, this is definitely something to look into if you're a big fan of Amtrak and if you want to get some of these Viewliner cars. I think this is the way to go when it comes to those cars as well. So definitely something to look into for sure. So the GP40s again was announced at Amherst, and the big thing that I wanted to talk about here also was the price. So their MSRP for the GP40 with the TrueFan technology was coming in at $399. We'll probably have an MSRP, I would guess, around $350, I want to say, which again, it's on the higher range of diesels, but I think it's worth it for this. Again, if you like the gimmick of having prototypical rotating fans from the engine itself and exhaust and so forth, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth getting something like this. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool. I honestly think this is the next evolution in details when it comes to prototypical. So I want to get one of these just to see how these fans work. And apparently it's the first time that Soundtrax decoders have done something like this. I think it's going to be a Tsunami 2 decoder. And they have worked with Soundtrax to get the programming right to actually be prototypical. So if you move, you'll see like one of those fans move and spin up. And then if the other two need to spin up, it'll spin up as well. It'll counter rotate too for certain circumstances. But I don't know. Like, that all comes down to just however they code it to replicate the prototypical diesel, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it does. That's the best way to describe it. It tickles those neurons. Yep. Yep. I will, Jeff. Yeah, I was able to find it. So that's actually a good transition. Yeah, 350 is becoming a norm for like the top tier DCC locomotives. At least for the, let me rephrase, the diesel locomotives, especially with the 4 axles. I think that's going to, as long as, again, MSRP says $399, if they can bring that down to $350 sales price, which I think that's what they're going to go for, then yeah, I think it would definitely be worth it. So let's see. So we were talking about Cardinal. So an up-and-coming model manufacturer called Cardinal River Models started posting a lot of their upcoming offerings. So we got this beauty right here. So this is the Nickel Plate Road S2 284. And so they've released their 3D printed steam locomotive. So you can see it here, printed by 3D Central. Models will be die cast and have ESU, LCC, Loc sound. So there you go. It amazes me how far 3D printing has come. The fact that we are definitely full throttle into 3D printed samples. The fact that they don't need samples from the factory anymore. They can just 3D print it now. Is insane to me. Remember the first proto FA units with a band drive fan. Yeah. I've repaired a few of them. They're sitting on my shelf in my office storage right now. Again, when it comes to expensive, again, I say this with a grain of salt, it is relative. Relatively speaking, does someone say steam locomotive? Yeah. Okay, what's going on? All right, guys. Sadly, we are grounding the Kinefix car. It is picking everywhere it can now. So I have some more work to do on that car. I'll probably have to add more weight to the trucks. But it's just the nature of the beast when it comes to 6-axle passenger cars. Those trucks get finicky. Okay, so that was Cardinal River Models. Let's see, they're also doing the PM 1225. So we were trying to run her Orient Express steam engine. The problem is it doesn't have a keep alive because it's an MTH Protosound 3 decoder. And so it doesn't have a keep alive. So unfortunately, it will definitely stall on Phoenix Point behind me switcher. And then it'll also stall on my 3-to-1 switcher because the frogs aren't. One of the frogs is actually a isolated frog right now. Yeah. So it unfortunately it has issues as well. All right, let's see. What other announcements do we have here? So we got the, again, SD40-2s, and we got the Frisco, and apparently Scale Train's running anyway. I've got enough gremlins on the layout, Brie. I'm not going to add more to it. That's just asking for trouble. So yeah, they came out with an update. So apparently a lot of rail fanners and experts out there commented that the Frisco needed better details. The colors were slightly off. So They submitted their feedback to Scale Trains, and apparently this is going to be a little bit more prototypical for the Frisco SD40-2, which again is still an awesome model looking. So, and it looks like pre-orders have passed. They said by Monday, so that was 2 days ago the deadline was due for those SD40-2s. I don't want to necessarily say it's the cars, RayronVR. I think it's a combination of everything. Because you saw that the Kinefix was running just fine for a couple laps, and now it's starting to act up. And so I've got some gremlins just all around I need to work on. More than likely, it's the layout itself. So. Right. You're looking forward to getting your Paragon 3 upgraded. Nice. I can't wait to see that engine. That steam engine. Okay, so we talked about those things. So, Pico with a K. They're introducing technology that I'm kind of wanting to dive into eventually, and I'm hoping it gets a little bit more cheaper. But I believe they have started using what's called UV printing. And what they're doing here, I'm surprised they're actually showing this, is that they have these cars going through this machine and using ultraviolet technology to actually print the color and the decals of the side of the cars. And this has me extremely interested, because then this completely eliminates the need for decals, for painting, for anything. You just put it in there, and then the ultraviolet printing does that for you. So you can see the process here, which I found truly fascinating. Yeah, I should be. I'll be there on Sunday. But yeah, you can see. Look at this. This is their Valentine's car for the European production. It printed, UV printed all of these decals onto the car. So I think this is going to become an up-and-coming technology for model railroading. It's just going to be one more tool that's going to allow freelance railroads to really grow. Again, I think this technology is a little bit too expensive for the average consumer, but I think for businesses, it's there, which is pretty cool. Penn Central, Frostline Pacific, no, I'm not even. Even though the Frostline Pacific incorporated all of the railroads. Oh, so a new engine. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, definitely up-and-coming technology. Again, I'm all about up-and-coming technology. For as controversial as it is, I do use AI for a lot of my storytelling, because I can actually graphic design it into the storyline now, which is awesome. But yeah. So this was a pretty interesting photo show here. It came from the Facebook group HO Scale Premium Quality Display. Timothy Hannum. We've got the BNSF with the snowplow on the front, which I think is pretty epic. So again, kind of just wanted to showcase that. I think I've seen this model custom made in N scale, but I haven't seen anyone try to custom make this in HO scale. But I thought that was pretty cool to share. Let's see. So, this is the first hobby store that announced the 3-truck Shay locomotive. I was asking if there's going to be a sales price, and no one knows what the sales price is going to be yet, because that's what I'm really interested in. We'll dive more into that here in a second when we talk about the Bachmann catalog. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So I saved this because there was a big announcement that apparently at the next national convention in Tennessee, the museum out there, the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, is going to have their steamer painted in the classic Southern scheme. And I think they needed help. So it's 4501. They need $150,000 to get this project underway. I will share that link with you guys. I think I need to actually make a video on this too, so we can get more support. Because again, I want to share the love when it comes to restoration projects like this. And that link, I think that link's gonna work. I don't know if it works or not for you guys, but nope, that's gonna cut it off. Rip. But we'll talk about the BLI Shay here, and we'll talk about when we get into the catalog. Unfortunately, the link is a little too long. I'll give you guys the main support website here, so you guys can go to it. So they're asking for help for the 501 or 4501. I cannot talk today. Returns to our classic Southern Railway passenger livery, and so they need support to do that. So again, share the word, spread the love. Let's get this sucker painted back in its former Southern glory. And also, if I remember correctly, BLI is going to have this in N scale with their latest releases of their appropriate steam locomotive as well. Okay, so last week we had the announcement that Walthers was going to pause on their paper production of the catalog. They're probably going to go digital. And then this week, we also got news that the Railfan Depot is ending the sales of DVD and Blu-ray videos. So this is going to be the final sale. So if you want to get those physical copies, which I cannot stress enough, physical copies are going to be king in this day and age of digital world. But yeah, definitely something to bring your guys' attention to when it comes to that. If you're a big fan of VHS's, DVDs of Railfan Depot products, their sale ends soon. So something to keep in mind. Okay, we talked about the Kato. So let's talk about Division Point. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this particular company. Division Point is another brass production company. They do limited runs of very unique locomotives. Again, when we talk about brass, it is completely in a different category in the model railroading world. If we thought modern-day locomotives are expensive, this takes it to a high collection overkill when it comes to the locomotives. Again, this deals with the collection side of the hobby because, again, it's all made in brass. Brass has a totally different value set because of the manufacturing process behind it. But when it comes to Division Point, they announced that they're going to be doing these Century DH443 locomotives in Southern Pacific. I absolutely love these diesels. It's just there's something unique about these one-off experimental locomotives that I just love. And again, you can see the price tag on it. It's $2,295, which again, from a collection standpoint, not bad, but again, for the normal you and me people, absolutely insane. And my issue with Division Point is their packaging. If you guys follow, oh no, I can't remember his name. The channel escapes me. But anyways, the packaging of Division Point's products, they wrap it in a cloth and have like a strip of cardstock underneath the locomotive, and then they put the whole locomotive wrapped into the styrofoam case. And so I don't like the packaging from Division Point. They're going to get it. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So these are DCC sound equipped with ESU Loc sound, 21-pin decoders. They have the Next Train Buddy on board. So again, you're getting a good decoder as well. As much as, I don't like ESUs, their sound is just superior. You can't deny the sound quality of ESU and the full functional customization that you can do with the decoder. I am a Soundtracks fan. I am also a Blue Nami fanboy. I love what Blue Nami has to offer, which is why if I go brass, I usually go for Sunset 3 Rail Productions if I want to do the brass route. But anyways, this is their new diesel that they're going to be doing. So you have all three Alcos in brass. Nice. I'm assuming you bought it way back in the past. Last inducted. More SP units. So they don't use styrofoam anymore. Okay. Gotcha. But again, I'm trying to bring love to all aspects of this hobby. So again, if you want to, if that collector side in you wants to get the brass, there you go. There's the options. Again, the one thing about the Vision Point that I'll give them credit for, and I keep bugging Scale Trains for this. I'm gonna see if I can actually find it. Maybe not. Maybe they don't have it anymore. Yeah, it's not even on their catalogs anymore. Wow. Interesting. So the Vision Point made a limited run of the UP coal turbine, the U50. And that puppy was ultra expensive. It was like $5,000 to get it, and it was a limited run. And the video I saw of the unboxing of it made me cry because it wasn't in clamshells. It was wrapped in that cloth with the piece of cardboard underneath it and just packed into the casing of it. And it's like, if you're going to pay $5,000 for a brass locomotive, it's got to be in a clamshell. I'm sorry. That's got to be bare minimum. But, yeah. I'll get off my high horse on the Vision Point. But, again, if that suits you, then there you go. They're also doing a Tier 4 SD70 ACE. Yep. Correct. You want the brass. You can't wait to for Sunset to do the Norfolk Western 480. Yeah, we talked about that in the last stream. Coming up with those 480s. So, again, more pictures from Amherst, from Athrun. So here's what I'm kind of interested in. The Challenger with the Greyhound scheme. So that's something that's on my radar. Again, it'll probably be Tsunami 2. I wish Athrun would have an option for Blunami. I don't quite understand why they haven't offered Blunami installs on their factory locomotives. I think it's just an option that's, you know, I wish we could do it, but I don't know. You're right. But yeah, so we got some more cool details from, and there's all of the Challenger offerings. Because again, I missed out on the BLI Conductors Club Challengers. Just going through a phase of life and couldn't get them. But this run, at least from Athrun's great. Yeah, this is their lineup here. I can't see the quite numbers, but this is the Athrun. My biggest issue with Athrun is just the packaging. The pin connections you have to disconnect the pin connections to get them into the clamshells, into the packaging. Whereas I love BLI's packaging because you don't have to mess with that. It's all in one clamshell. It's all in one case. You just take the engine on and off. That's why I think their GS4 packaging is by far top tier. Because the GS4s with BLI also came with stands. And it is great. So probably around $400 or $500 for those, I would imagine. So speaking of Sunset Limited, I've got some more pictures for their O-Gauge collection that they're going to be doing, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we talked about Sunset Mono's 3-rail a lot. And again, they have their latest announcement of their 3-rail O-Gauge or O-scale, model that they're going to be coming out with. So, let's see. Oh yeah, and this was the other news too. This was talked about on a lot of the forums. This was in Toledo, Ohio. We've got this derailment that happened over the bridge, and that helper unit was literally dangling off the bridge there. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I agree. BLI has the best packaging when it comes to steam locomotives. Absolutely. And I'm getting a hankering to run my GS4 Western Pacific. I may do that. Let's see. Again, some more pictures from Intermountain. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, so some Intermountain stuff that came out for Amherst. This is not the one I actually want. I wanted the pictures, but that's fine. That's not the one I wanted. Let's see what else. So, unfortunately, we did lose an epic model railroader over the week. So, if you guys don't know, Robert Brown was the editor of the Short Line Gazette. This particular individual, when you talk about ON3 and narrow gauge, I always heard this name come up because he was definitely the pioneer when it came to ON30 and made ON30 or ON3, excuse me, narrow gauge what it is today because of the narrow gauge Short Line and Gazette. This was like the #1 magazine that I would typically hear amongst the narrow gauge community. And sadly, he has passed away. So, rest in peace. Definitely left a legacy for us, especially in the ON3, ON30 community. So, yep, lost a legend. And I think that is everything when it comes to the announcements I saw on Facebook. Let's go ahead and get into. So the GS4 does not run on this layout, unfortunately. It'll run at Samurai. Again, it comes to this turn. This turn, I think, is a 20-degree turn, which is why I'm having so many issues on the coaches. It is an up-and-coming project sooner rather than later to get this turn upgraded to 45s. Yep. Rest in peace. Okay, let's go to the main event, which is good old Bachmann. All right, so this is the year of the United States' anniversary of 250th year. And so, let's go through the catalog. We have a lot to kind of sift through. And I'll try to zoom in so you guys can see. Okay, so keep in mind all the prices that I'm going to talk about is all MSRP. Typically, when it comes between MSRP and sales price, there's usually between a $50 to $200 difference. So keep that in the back of your mind when we talk about these prices. All right, so we got the Freedom Train in HO scale. Typically, these coaches came out in Lionel back in the day. I have a few of the Lionel cars myself. But for this set, it's a ready-to-run train set, which includes the 484 steam locomotive. Comes with 2 cars, 1 heavyweight. Let's see. Yeah, so that set right there came out at $700 MSRP. If you just want the cars themselves, each individual car has an MSRP of $95 a piece. So that's actually not bad, especially if you go after the individual cars, because again, that's MSRP. These will actually be probably, I would say, $80 a car, which for Bachmann, again, cost is relative, considering that we're having cars coming out that are on the upwards of $150. This is actually not a bad price. So I'm excited to see these cars come out. So we've got the Freedom Train GS4 locomotive. It is a DCC ready with NMRA 21-pin decoder. Suggested retail price is $500. I would say it's $450. I would say skip this completely because you can get the American Freedom Train from Broadway Limited, which is going to be far, far superior to this. And it has a decoder Paragon 4 with smoke, and you're going to get it for like, I don't know, between $550 to $600. But that's a 10 times better runner, great quality. You're going to get a far superior product for the locomotive. So we got the Milwaukee Road 156, and we've got this streetcar as well. Again, DCC ready as well. And this has economy decoder in it. 329, 189. Again, I have no interest on these, but yeah. So the cars aren't bad, especially if you consider that this Bachmann's really the only one that's producing these cars at the moment. We've got BLI that is producing their 70s version coaches, the 6-axle heavyweight American Freedom train set. So right now they're standalone, only ones right now that I know of that are making anything related to the American Freedom Train. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more Freedom Train content, or not content, products besides the decorative locomotives. Hello, Randall. Welcome, good sir. Hopefully you are doing well. We did talk about the UP buying 1,700 locomotives. That was kind of a big topic. I don't know if you saw that one in the news, but I'm sure you did. Right now we're going to do the Bachmann catalog that just came out. So we got this Norman Rockwell Freedom Train. Again, it's a cute little set, starter set. Retailed at $409. Again, for starter sets, it is what it is. We got some freight cars. We got some more Freedom Train. We got a caboose here. Some more decorative stuff in large scale. We got some Thomas stuff, which I'm just gonna pecan through because again, not really interested. Some more starter sets. Some more Christmas decorative cars. I'll probably end up picking up some of these, but probably at a train show. I probably wouldn't recommend buying this at MSRP or even sales price. I would wait maybe a year or so to get these secondhand. Because again, these are around $38, $42, $35. For me personally, if I really want it, I'll buy it at sales price. But usually my limit for freight cars is usually $15, $20 at the most. And even then, I still think that's too much. So here's some more cars at 44 a piece. We got the reindeer here, which is pretty cool. That's definitely one I want. But again, for $50 at MSRP, nah. Some more Spirit of Christmas stuff. Again, I'm just going to go through these. Bachmann Easy Track, which, again, I got to give Bachmann credit. Their Easy Track system is really good for beginners. Yeah, I'm surprised by that, too. I think... So here's what I suspect. So I think the reason why they haven't announced the TNP 610 AFT is because I'm going to make a wild guess that that's going to be the Conductors Club locomotive this year. They just haven't announced it yet. That'll be my guess. If not, then that tells me that they didn't sell well on the first run. You did a Yard Chevrolet today. Grain train, very, very UP leader on it. Oh, nice. As well as a coal train with 2 new of the ES44s on point. Nice. Bachmann cars on 150. Yeah, agreed. I try to buy them secondhand as much as I possibly can. Okay, so go through the large scales because I don't do G. I'm not doing Thomas. So yeah, all the characters there. Some coaches. Freights for Thomas. Narrow gauge Thomas. Which again, I am glad that Bachmann is doing this though, because again, Thomas is a real attention getter for the young kids. It's the quickest way to get them into this hobby. So there is definitely a place. I do like they're coming out with the HO scale family. I want to get the hat family for sure. That's on my radar because especially with AI, I can animate this and really make some cool stories. Even with all of these characters, the fact that they're coming out in the proper HO scale gives me so many short story ideas. So these are ones for sure I'm going to grab. Ringling Brothers. Again, not really prototypical cars in my opinion, but it is what it is. So you're planning to get the Thomas and Percy DCC sound. Yeah, I know that was something that was new. I think Percy was new. Let's get back to it. I think it was way up here. I'm glad to see them in DCC sound. Yeah, there you go. There we go. So what decoder are they using? It's just a DC sound on board. So it is probably Bachmann's own in-house. Or they're using their TCS decoders, but we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Oh, interesting. All this real life knowledge. So here's the Acela, the Acela 1, some more of the standard coaches. So here's the Acela 2. Again, this is one of those I think it's overly priced. MSRP is at $900, but I think the sales price I've been seeing for is around $700, and even then that is pricey. Now I get that it can be 2-rail or it can be 3-rail with the pentagraph, because the pentagraph can also take power from the top. So that's actually pretty cool. But I think the problem with this is that it's also ready for DCC. So you still have to put a sound decoder in there, and you still got to program the sound decoder for an electric motor and all that. It's just, I think that's really expensive. Really expensive for what it is. Oh no. It was in the wrong direction. Let's see. So we got some more Amtrak. So here's that set that they want, the $900 MSRP. So you'll basically get the 2 locomotives, the track, and 3 cars with it. And then there's an expansion set they can get for that. But again, that's an expensive set. Some more Freedom Train, Boy Scouts of America. I think this is another cool set here, the McKinley Explorer with the viewer coaches. I think that's pretty cool. But again, I think that one's pretty expensive for what it is. Let's see, what was the suggested price? $419 MSRP for, what is this? Is this actually DCC? Looks like it's DC. Looks like it's DC with the coaches, so maybe $100 for the Alaska diesel. It's still kind of expensive for what it is. Yeah, for 3 cars. More of the Freedom Train, Golden Spike. Again, going back into Freedom Train stuff. Again, the Daylight Special. Again, I would stay away from this. Get yourself the BLI GS4. I think it's far superior. Some Chattanooga sets. Again, a lot of starter sets. Again, that's what Bachmann is known for, is fully starter sets. Again, they have their place. I definitely started with a Bachmann set in HO scale. So we'll just zip through. Yeah, I agree. Definitely too much for DC. Okay, so we got their new Baltimore, Ohio 7601 locomotives. Again, suggested price is $800. I imagine that'll come down to like $600 for sales price for Tsunami 2 DC sound equipped. Not bad. I just don't know how much I trust the gears. Again, they're trying to fix the gear system, and they say that they've upgraded the tooling of the gears for newer steam locomotives. Tsunami 2, great decoder, one of the best decoders out there in my opinion. So I think this is worth a shot if you're really into the Baltimore and O'Hare steam locomotives. So it could be interesting. Yeah, I think it's in this catalog. So we'll definitely talk about that as well. Power through, follow the train stone, and saved a bunch of time. They said no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so here comes the controversial take of the day. So we've got the 3-truck Shay locomotive, Tsunami 2 DCC sound equipped, and the MSRP is $800. I think that is absurd. I think that's absolutely absurd. Even, again, I'm being generous when I say I think the sales price will come down to like $600. Again, I think that's still expensive because you still have a 4-truck Shay locomotive that came out with the Paragon 4, with smoke, with keep alive and everything. And that you can get it at a good price around $550. So if the sales price comes down to, I would say, $500, I could potentially say, yeah, that could be good. But again, I can't. That sales price is insane. So they're doing 4 different offerings for the 3-truck shade. We got the Castanic Railroad, Clear Lake Lumber, this interesting red Pinkering Lumber Corporation, and Unlettered. These particular locomotives have the different funnel style from the BLI. So if you're a fan of this funnel style, then go for it. But I am really, really curious to see what the sales price is. And this is one that I'm going to ultra hyper focus when that sales price comes out. Because then we can really analyze what that is. Again, big asterisk when we're talking about this locomotive. It is MSRP, not sales price. So I'm curious to see how much they're going to bring this down. Yeah. Because that concerns me too, because if these Shays are $800 MSRP, they also have tooling for the Climax as well. And I think they're the only company that has the Climax, at least tooling. I know Roundhouse had tooling for it, but I don't know if that was transferred over when Atherin got it. I believe Atherin got Roundhouse, if I remember correctly. The Heisler was River Rossi. I think Bachmann had a Heisler tooling tool. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that, Randall. We were talking about that Frisco 1522 from Scale Trains. Apparently, some experts came in and said that, hey, you got to get some colors right and details right and all that good stuff. So you're definitely going to have a far superior product. Yeah, that's actually a perfect statement, too. You can get the BLI Stealth Series for cheaper and put whatever decoder you want in it. Exactly. So, the Stealth Series, I mean, that's a great freaking point, Randall, or Jeff. That is a fantastic point. There you go. So, the 282 has run pretty good? Good. And again, don't get me wrong, Bachmann has some good products for what they are. I may have misspoke. So I was thinking about the Frisco. I was thinking about this one. No, sorry. This is the 950. My bad. I was thinking about the SD40-2. This is the one I was referencing. Yeah, I misspoke. Yep. Keeping me honest. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I meant. Let's go with the Bachmann here. Yep, there you go. So, yeah, it's a little disappointing how expensive the 3-truck Shay got. But, oh, yeah, I figured you got that on pre-order. So yeah, if you want to see a future review on that Frisco SD40-2, head over to Randall's channel. He'll give you that review. All right, so we got the 462 Pacific Steam locomotive with the TCS Wow Sound equipped decoder. What was the price tag on these guys? These were $660 each. So again, if we're being generous, maybe $500, $499. Yeah, you guys got me. Yep, keep me honest. Keep me honest. So you ordered the 951. Nice. Nice. So again, I don't think this is going to be a bad price for the K4. So we'll see how this turns out. TCS Wow Sound is a good decoder, and you got multiple variations here. So I think this will be one to keep an eye out for. All right, so here is the one that was mentioned. So we've got the Streamlined Hudson with TCS Wow Sound DCC equipped for $604 MSRP. We'll probably see this at $499. It will be my guess. I don't think this is going to be a bad offering because TCS Wow Sound DCC equipped decoder for this type of steam engine, I think this is actually a good price. Again, I don't know about quality. If you want a solid quality locomotive, you could potentially try to find an MTH, or you could potentially find a BLI. But I think as far as what it is, I think this will be another one to look at. And then we got the J3A Hudson as well. Again, 460 with Wow Sound. Again, it's actually TCS is a great decoder. I would definitely justify a good decoder. Again, this will probably be around $499 MSRP. Again, something to look into. All right, so we've got the J4. Again, if they fix the tooling, if they fix the gears on the J4, this could be. This is the 438. Again, I would suspect $499. You know, this may be a hot take, but I think this will be better than the first run of the scale trains, J-Class. I think that could be a hot take, but again, we'll see what happens when it comes out. It does have an economy decoder, so soundtracks, but could be interesting. Yep, definitely agree. TCS is a great decoder. Frisco SD90 Max coming from Athens. Oh, yeah, that's right. Athens making those 90 Max. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Frisco modelers are definitely eating well this year, too. I've been seeing a lot of Frisco stuff come out. So, I know Andrew has it, but I think his is a Broadway Limited. Like the Hudson, nice. Yeah, I think it's a hot take, but I think the Bachmann will be better than the first run scale trains. Again, they've announced the second run, so I'm interested to see what the upgraded drive bars is going to be, if they fix that issue. So we'll see. Going to keep it as an option until you have the budget and when they arrive. Yep. I hear you there. I hear you there. So we've also got the Bachmann locomotive. It's probably going to come down to $499. Again, I would spend the extra $150 to get the BLI Daylights. Far superior product. This one comes with an economy decoder. So yeah, I will go after the BLI version for any of these, for the Freedom Train, the BNSF scheme. It's just, I think you're going to get your value's worth out of the BLI ones. We got the Berkshires, $499. It comes with an economy decoder. Again, I would probably go with the BLIs. I think they're coming out with their Berkshires. We've got the USRA 389. This is a 21 pin decoder ready. Again, I wish I had an economy decoder. I think that would have made the value a little bit better. But nice offering. The 280 locomotive as well, coming with an economy for 430. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and fair point. We do have that second run of the GS4 coming out soon. Yep. We've got the Baldwin 52 drivers. There's the 262s. Again, these are DC for 219. Again, take it for what you want there. 389 for DC sound economy. Really, the only one that kind of interests me is North Pole and Southern locomotive. I think that's kind of cute. But again, these are DC, so you would have to convert them. These four are the only ones with the DCC on board. We got the Vanderbilts. We've got the Promontory Point locomotives. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too. For the price, you can get the Stealth version and put your own decoder in there. So, Stealth is really being interesting. You like the 060 with the economy. I mean, I kind of scrolled over it here. Let's take a look at those economy equips. Let's see. Yeah, so you got these ones right here. These four offerings. So with a economy DCC equipped, it's 230. So they'll probably be 199. Yeah, that's actually not a bad price. If they keep it to the 199 MSRP, that's actually not bad. That could be actually a really good entry level DCC steam locomotive. So yeah, that's a good point. I am too, especially when it comes to what I'm probably going to end up doing is when BLI does their Southern Pacific AC9 locomotives, I'll probably get one of those in stealth so I can slap a Bonami decoder in there. The road name specific ones, gotcha. Gotcha. So here's interesting too. We've got these. We got the Jupiter. We got the Atlantic. We got these 040s with economy decoders in them. So I'm interested to see how these would run. The 116. Are these also? So these are DCC ready, 21 pin. My goodness. Obviously it'll be in the tender, but still pretty cool. Oh, we got a North Perkins Southern one here too. Let's see. So we've got more of the electronic locomotives. The Siemens locomotives, which is pretty cool. So I have one of these Siemens Charger locomotives. For Amtrak, it's the 300, I think, is the diesel that I have. It is by far the best Bachmann diesel I've ever bought. I would definitely recommend getting this on sale. MSRP is $550. I've got mine for $350, which is why I tend to go $200 for generous when it comes to sales price. But it is by far fantastic. The lighting, the detail, the DCS or the TCS Wow Sound Decoder is excellent. Absolutely love my charger, Bachmann charger. Yeah, this is the one I have, the 300. Again, I got mine for like $350, but the diesel was just so freaking good. I actually want to bring that one out too. That's a fun locomotive. So you may drop the DCU decoder and program it, but way down the road, yeah. Again, it's apples and oranges when it comes to decoders. I'm just a BLI fanboy. But again, there's nothing wrong with ESU decoders. The only issue I have with ESU decoders is that you typically need their own decoder programmer and their own software. I find that ESU doesn't play nice with JMRI when you try to do CB values, and they tend not to follow NMRA standards. So it's just something to keep in mind if you're going to go the ESU rabbit hole. Passing on the charger, okay. All good. Yep, TCS. And then there's the variances of the chargers. Here's the VIA. So I know this one's been popular with our Canadian YouTubers. M&M Rails just got one recently. Go Via Go Home showcased that one as well. We've got Danadust Junction, I think, had one of these. So yeah, definitely popular with our Canadian folks. Yeah. Oh, I love mine. I need to bring out my Amtrak. I need to bring out my. I'm starting to get the hankering to bring my California Zephyr Amtrak out. There's Coaster, and the big one here is a Surfliner. I think when the price is right, I want to get the Surfliner train because I've ridden the Surfliner as my first Amtrak train. You guys saw it here on the shorts that I've done. So here's more of your modern day locomotives. Again, when it comes to modern day locomotives, I would pass on Bachmann 100%. You've got Walthers, you got Athearn, you got scale trains. So I'm just gonna zip through the modern day stuff. Again, I would just go, and then these two, the C36S7s, I think Atlas is making them. I think Rapido's making them. Again, I would stay away from the diesels when it comes to Bachmann. They're also making the SC40-2s. I would go 100% with scale trains for that. Scale trains just has the attention to detail, and I think the quality is a little bit better, is 100% better on the diesels, but we'll see. Haven't decided. Scoutrex also has sound files for the F22 as well. Yeah. Yep. Again, do what you want to do that makes you happy. A lot of my advice just take with a grain of salt. I am biased towards a lot of things. Again, I am 100% biased on Bunami. But do what works well for you. So Rapido is doing the C36. There you go. So yeah, I would pass from Bachmann. So again, we're getting more GP40s. Again, with Class 1 model Railworks, Class 1 Model Works, I would go with their GP40s now, especially with the fan technology that's coming out. So again, I would pass on these. Let's see, this is $340 each with economy, so it'll probably be $299. Again, I just think for a little bit more money, you can get far better product. That's just my opinion on it. Let's see. Some more GP38-2s. Yeah. Let's see. Some F units. So, Bachmann. You guys, I appreciate that you guys are coming out with the BL2s. I love the BL2s. But why on earth did you not come out with it in Mopac? Mopac is such a popular railroad that, and they had BL2s, but they came out with it in Chesapeake and Ohio, the Monon, the Rock Islands, and the Western Maryland. DCC equipped for $289. That'll probably come down to maybe $199, maybe $250. I still think that's a great price because no one else is making BL2s. But they didn't come out with it in Mopac. Heartbreaking. I'll probably still go after the Rock Island. So we got the 44 ton switcher here. DCC sound equipped Tsunami 2. This will probably be around $350. How much was the Rapido one? Oh man, now it's got me curious. Because you got a Rapido version, but I think it was heavily criticized that it was a little expensive for what it was. And this could actually be a cheaper option. Probably a better option than Rapido. That could be another hot take. But something to keep in mind when it comes to the 44 tonners. So you have two Rapido C36s, very nice, but the headlights need some definite improvements for the next run. Interesting. Yeah, I think Monaco, I can't remember which railroads had the BL2s. I know for a fact Mopac did, but I don't know about Monaco. Okay, this is one that's got me ultra nerdy. I know it's going to be expensive to hell and back for me, but they are the first company, at least in the American side of the model railroading, that they're doing the Siemens S70 light rail vehicles. Now, for me, I am nerdgasming because they are making the Utah Transit Authority light rails. I cannot begin to tell you my childhood buttons is being pressed here because I am getting at least 3 of these. Absolutely. Because typically for the light rail, they come in sets of 3 to 5, and I have ridden these nonstop. Even Bree can contest this because Bree's also rode this. But the fact that they're coming out with a light rail and a UTA, I am absolutely nerdgasming over this. So props to Bachmann for doing this because no one else has done it. It's the first time the LTVs have come out, or the LRVs. Yeah, absolutely real. Brothers, I absolutely agree. So they're coming out with a couple of them. The Utah Transit Authority absolutely is on the bucket list. It's going to be ultra expensive, ultra high price, overpriced, but price is to be announced. Yeah, this is going to bust the wallet. But I want the UTA. Absolutely want this. So it's going to be, and the issue is it's going to be DCC ready, so you have to put the decoder in there. But it's going to have lights. It's going to have swivel mounts. I think the prototype, they've showcased it before. But I am excited, absolutely excited for the light rail to come out. UTA, Charlotte, MTS, and San Diego, and Houston. You guys already know what I'm going to go after. So, absolutely. Okay, let's see. So, these lights were excellent, but the headlights were very dim, and the UP unit had considerable light bleed from the number boards, too. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize the light bleed was that bad. Huh. So, for me and Rapido, I typically go after the passenger cars. If I'm going after, like, a diesel, I'll probably do it in scale trains. Or, dare I say, Atlas. So, yeah. Ultra excited for the UTA. So, we got some tram locomotives here, street cars. Again, that's just a typical lineup, the trolley cars. We got some more Acela stuff. So here's the expansion Acela 2 cars. I think this is also kind of expensive. To get one extra car, it's going to cost $160 each. So that'll probably come down to maybe $99. So for having a car that's not standalone, that you need the other set for it to work, I think that's expensive for a bullet train set. But again, it is unique. It is one of a kind. So, and the licensing fees, I would imagine, is what's driving that price up. And considering that it's probably an exclusive, I don't think we're going to see any other company make this. That's what happens when you do all exclusive. Let's see. So repeal unit I have with this issue. The BN1 wasn't horrible, but not great either. Other than that, they're perfect 10 models. Interesting. Oh, that's good to know. Good to know. So here's the Midwest Siemens coaches. They're going for 165 each. That'll probably come down to maybe 130, which is pretty average when it comes to passionate coaches nowadays. So again, pretty modern for that. So we got the VIA coaches as well as the brand new cab car. Again, very popular. So we got the McKinley Explorer coaches. I'm glad they're selling these individually too. Let's see, how much are these? So 119 each. That'll probably be 99. So again, that's pretty fair for the road. Again, I think the American Free Train coaches, I think that price is a good price. I think that's a good price. Some more of the Amtrak coaches, dome cars, your typical Bachmann coaches. Nothing too crazy here. Again, when it comes to passenger coaches, they're fine for the price. They're definitely entry level if you want to build a passenger train. So I would recommend it. It's just if you really want to get your big bang for the buck, go after Rapido. Go, Scale Trains is coming online with their passenger coaches. I think the market is better in the higher tier prices. Okay, some rolling stock here. We're almost done, I think, with the HO stuff. And I'm not going to go into the other scales. I'll just highlight the HO scale stuff. More freight cars. Again, you guys know my opinion on freight. Let's see. So, yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary crazy for me here. Again, I'm more... Freight cars are just freight cars. If they don't stand out in fantasy scheme, like this is pretty cool. I like the fantasy Christmas stuff. But other than that, it's just kind of meh. If you're really diehard into freight cars and want the extremely detailed cars, Scale Trains is coming out with some. You've got, I think, Rapido's trying to come out with some. I think there's better offerings if you really want to go detailed, but I am a the issue with freight cars is that I'm a diehard and I grew up on blue boxes, Athearn blue boxes, and those have spoiled me to no end because getting a freight car that's $5 to $10 blue box lasts me forever. And that's usually the way I go when it comes to freight. Give me blue box any day of the week. So you're surprised that you didn't see any SPSF rolling stock. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't see any in here. You got the standard stuff here, so nothing too crazy. That's pretty interesting. 52-foot auto carrier sedan loads. That's actually pretty interesting. 76 each. So again, that'll be like $59. Again, I can't justify this because again, I'll find something equivalent in blue box or kit bash it to make it look like that. So yeah, the press flat cars. Again, 39 MSRP. Take it for what it's worth. You've got Class 1 Model Works. They've got their super depressed flat cars now. Got some cool breakdown cranes. You've got the test weight car. So a short bay window transfer caboose. I really wish this was more cheap. I actually bit the bullet and bought the Mopac one. But again, you can see the price. MSRP is $87. Was absolutely effing insane for a caboose transfer. I think I got mine at $49. And even then, I think that was insane. But again, it was the only one I could find that in Mopac, so I bit the bullet and got it. It's a great car. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it's that exclusivity is what drove me to get it. Wasn't happy about the price, but yeah, I bit the bullet on it. I had to get my Mopac. Some more caboose. Couplers, you got some, so yeah, I have the SP caboose. Yep. I know I'm going kind of fast. So the Southern Pacific caboose. See if I can find it. There you go. So you got this orange schemed one. So there you go. This orange and red. Again, these transfer cabooses, I think, I don't think anyone else kind of comes close to what Bachmann has, and I think that's why they charge that price, is they know that they've got it mass produced. Because you can see these other cabooses are 65 each, 43 each, so you can 53. So you can see that they know they've cornered the market a little bit on that. So, all their Easy Track stuff. Again, I love their Easy Track system. Again, if you want to do a floor layout, Easy Track is the way to go. It's what I started with. You just got to be mindful of hair and dirt and debris if you do a floor layout with Easy Track. But it is a great product. Absolutely great product. No complaints. No complaints at all. So yeah, and then HON3 and N scale. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and end it there, at least with the catalog. So yeah, was there anything that really popped out for you guys? For me, it was definitely the light rail vehicle from UTA. That's on my #1 list. Let's take you guys all the cameras. Let's do that. Let's do this. Okay. Get you guys back on the trains here. Yeah, I don't think anyone else does it either. I think the transfer caboose is a Bachmann exclusive for right now, at least in present day, which is why they're charging the prices that they do. So yeah, that was definitely a lot to get through, but again, that 3-truck Shay I think it's gonna be a mess. I'm definitely staying close to see who announces the sale price. I've been looking at Train World, been looking at Right Rose Hobbies. I'm waiting to see what that sales price is going to be, because that's either going to make or break that product. Because I know there was a lot of people looking forward to that 3-truck Shay, and then BLI came out of nowhere and announced their 4-truck Shay for the price that they did. So. See, nothing really popped out for you. So popped out to the SP Caboose, the AFT cars, and Thomas Percy DC sound. There you go. There you go. Yeah, if I had my GS4 Freedom Train, the first run, like I was trying to do, but I just couldn't afford it, I would be excited for the cars as well, but I've got the old school Lionel AFT, and I got the original Bachmann AFT GS4, so it does what it needs to do. So you need to figure out the price of the 3-truck Shay. Yep, I'm gonna be following that one closely. So as soon as I know what that sales price is gonna be, I'm probably gonna do a video on it. Either it's gonna be really, really good, or it's gonna say just go with the Broadway Limited. Absolutely. Okay. I know there was a lot of requests for the steamer. Let's see if we can get steamer going. Select address 3, wire, go. All right, let's. Oops. All right, so we got the steamer out. We'll see how that performs. This is an MTH steam engine that would pull the European Orient Express. It doesn't have a keep alive, so it's going to stall at certain points. But yeah, oh, there it goes. Yeah, I don't have the steam for it. All right, so if anything stood out, it was the C36s, but you think you would still go for the Rapido version anyway. Got a new rail fanning video out, awesome. There goes that steamer. Get you guys this view. So we'll give it a hot minute. There we go. Yeah, so that frog is not powered. It's an ISO frog, so it's going to stall and then it'll go through the motion and then it'll go again. I'm actually surprised that it's working kind of well, knock on wood. Let's see, let's bring up this one. So there we go. You guys got the steam locomotive, Breeze Baby. Let's bring out this angle. Coming around the bend. See, and this is what makes model railroading so enjoyable. We have the Oriental steamer that's pulling the Union Pacific short excursion train. Like, where else are you going to find that type of consist, right? Yeah, it needs a current keeper. No, absolutely. Like, where else are you going to find that? So again, she struggles over the, really I need to power my frogs. But that's for a later layout. Alright, let's take you guys back to all the cameras here. So yeah, guys, if you are new to the channel, again, this channel is primarily just railroading content. I do some rail fanning. I'm primarily in the HO scale world when it comes to the model railroading aspect. I do simulator games, rolling line, railroads online, all that good stuff. I'll make some more digital rail fanning content. This layout is known as my fantasy freelance is what I call it. It is the Frost Line and Pacific Railway. I do have some lore videos that I've created talking to the backstory of the FPR Railway. Those lore videos are created by AI, but I use AI as a tool to help me give you guys a visual representation of this world. And so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Been creating some short stories behind the scenes, so more to come on the lore aspect of this railway. This particular layout is a Fremo layout, modular railway. I can easily set up and tear down this this layout, which is why I'm a big fan of modular railways. And so I'm calling this circle kind of the Icyville subdivision, and again I'll have a short story on that. Yep. I'll tell you guys, you have the older Sunset models, Norfolk and West M coming, and hopefully you'll have it Saturday. That quickly. Ooh, nice. So you got an older one. Okay. She's trying. Yeah, she's starting to struggle a little bit. There we go. I need to feel to make sure it's not overheating. So I stand corrected. The steam engine can make a circle. It's a little... Oh, now she's shorting out. Yeah, now she's shorting. Right when I say that, she shorts out. So it has TCS. Oh, nice. Say that again. I know, I jinxed it. I jinxed it. No, if it shorts out like that again, I'll take it off. The stalling is not an issue. It's causing the layout to short, as it's doing right now. Okay. Well, we got a couple laps out of her. We got a good couple laps. We'll end with the KM diesel, because I'm a big fan of this locomotive. I did jinx it. Absolutely. I jinxed it. What not to say. Okay, so we'll do a few laps with the KM locomotive, and then we'll call it a stream. I think we'll give it like 2 more laps. Yeah. Hey, at least we got a couple laps in. I wasn't expecting it to complete a full lap. So, we got her running. Yep. See? All right, so we'll go ahead and give our diesel locomotive here the yellow light for 1 more lap. And then I'll showcase the BLI theater car one last time, and then we'll call it a stream. So, but again, I cannot begin to thank each and every one of you for joining today. Thank you for bearing with me with all the gremlins. The gremlins were definitely out today, especially on this corner. I'm going to have to do some work on this corner, see if we can get it better, or we'll just run in the opposite direction. So I'm actually going to go ahead and stop the engine here because I want to grab that car real quick. So again, this was the highlight of the day for me. This is the theater car. You can just see the detail with this thing. This car is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, runs like a dream. All right, let's get the showcase. All right. Right. Yeah, no problem. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out, chilling with us on this Wednesday evening. Again, I will bring all the updates, the news, and we'll run trains because that's the great thing about the world's greatest sandbox hobby. There's so much to do with it, and we're only touching the surface of it. Only scratching the surface. There's plenty of other YouTubers out there that are doing great content as well. So again, always keep on the lookout. Bring this diesel up here. There we go. Alrighty, and the red light is activated. Alright guys, again, thank you guys so much from the Frost Line and Pacific Railway. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for watching the entire video. And with that, we'll be on next week for all the latest and greatest information and updates when it comes to model railroading and for our next train as well. So with it guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye guys.